Let's talk about negative reviews. If you think that your reputation management strategy should result in 0 negative reviews, you're destined for failure when it comes to reputation management. Let me explain. First and foremost, negative reviews are a critically important part that must exist within your reputation management strategy. The analogy that I'm going to use is salt in our cooking. When I was a teenager, my father was diagnosed with high blood pressure. My mother was instructed to go to a completely salt-free cooking. Sounded good to me at first because obviously, salt must be bad for you. Well, salt isn't bad for you if it's used in moderation. And I can tell you this, cooking without any salt at all, the food comes out very bland and is not very enjoyable. In the case of reviews, negative reviews are like salt. We don't want to have too much. We want to have the right balance of negative reviews for several reasons. And let me share with you a few of those. Remember what I've said earlier about perception being reality. If you were to look at a dealership's, let's just take Google for example, since they're the big kahuna, they've got more of the people. Think about our strategy, the 4 components. Google has more people within their space than anybody else online. If your Google reviews show 100 reviews and all 100 are 5 stars, first of all, how believable is that? As a consumer, is that going to offer you any value? Heck, you know which reviews they look at? I've seen the data. When they look at 100 reviews, if 5 of those reviews are negative, what do you think are the first reviews that customer is going to actually click on to read the entire review? The negative reviews. So what we want to focus on is that we want to make sure that we're aware of a negative review when it happens, because the key to negative reviews is to exploit them for your dealership's benefit so that they help your reputation instead of hurting your reputation. Let me explain how. When you respond in public to a negative review and you respond appropriately, it establishes to the public, to the people looking at this portfolio of reviews, that you're responsive to your customers who have a problem. I've never met a customer, and I've sold thousands of cars. I've spent over 20 years of my life working in dealerships, and I've never once had a customer tell me that they expected a car dealer to be perfect. They know that there's occasionally something is going to go wrong. Something might break on the car. That's why they have a warranty. When something goes wrong and a customer talks about it on one of these review sites, or for that matter, post it on their Facebook wall or post it on their blog, which is why you need to use Google Alerts to make sure it draws your attention when things happen outside of the review sites. But I don't know a customer out there that doesn't appreciate a dealership that responds quickly and appropriately to an issue or concern that they have that they've expressed in public. Stop being embarrassed by that. This is the way the world is going. People are no longer going to call your dealership and say, hey, the spare tire is missing from my car that I just purchased from you. You know what they're going to do? If they're a Yelper, they're going to go into Yelp, they're going to give you a 1-star review, and they're going to say, I just spent $30,000 on a car, and I was cleaning out my trunk, and I noticed 2 months later that the spare tire is missing. So what's the appropriate response to something like that? You get the alert because you've claimed your Yelp review. You go in there, apologize. Doesn't matter whose fault it was. Doesn't matter that somebody at valet parking at some restaurant the customer went to stole that spare tire. Remember what I said earlier, perception is reality. What matters is that you respond with, I am so sorry that you're unhappy. Because we are. Regardless of whose fault it is, any type of negative review indicates some level of dissatisfaction, and we are sorry about that. We wish it didn't happen. So say so. We apologize without admitting guilt. You can always apologize. Secondly, make sure that you express in public that we're going to make it right. And it can be as simple as that. What I'd like to do, as you type out your public response, is contact you directly so we can do whatever it takes to make it right. After all, in most dealerships, almost every dealership that I've ever worked in, the dealer, the management team, we all felt the same way. We wanted our employees to be empowered to do what it takes to make it right so that our customers have a positive experience. The first thing to understand about negative reviews is that they're your friend, they're important, and they're a critical point within your reputation management strategy. Claiming ownership of your negative reviews along with the positive reviews means that you own your entire strategy. Having 100% positive reviews renders all these reviews worthless because it's unbelievable. Nobody expects perfection. Don't you try to pass yourselves off as being perfect. Heck, I've had dealers with, and this is true, where I've gone in there and posted a negative review myself so that I can make the other 400 reviews look somewhat believable. So let's make sure that our reputation management strategy includes continuous improvement so that we can identify areas within our dealership's operations that are maybe not completely satisfying our customer. Reputation management strategy means embracing our customers and their perception of what that experience was like. So it means that wherever they choose to go, we embrace the negative reviews as much, or for that matter, more than the positive reviews. I love the idea of saying thank you for a positive review, but you know what I like better? When we get the negative reviews and we get to go in and be stars, because the negative reviews are the only reviews that we know everybody's going to look at.